I like to talk about personal agency on this channel because I have a strong belief that you and I can decide what we want out of our life and we can make it happen. So what is the best way to make it happen? You have heard me talk a lot about life goals, and I have to say mea culpa. Through reading a variety of books recently, I have realized that I've actually been missing a component that I actually use, but I didn't really realize it, and it's about systems and habits. In this video, we will explore the best ways to get stuff done. Is it goals? Is it habits? Is it something else? Let's find out. My name is Greg Angelbert. I'm a life and personal finance coach, and I share what I know about personal finance and coaching on a cup of coffee to help you live a life of purpose and build your wealth. Why do we need goals and habits? First, let's go with simple definitions here. A goal is the object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim or desired result. A habit is something that you do often and regularly, sometimes without knowing that you're doing it. And I will use the term systemic habits, and a system is a way of doing things. So a systemic habit is something that you do often and regularly and in a certain way. Neuroscientist Jaak Panksepp argues that of 7 core instincts that we human beings have, which are anger, fear, panic, grief, maternal care, pleasure, lust, play, and seeking is the most important one. And this need to seek out new things is born out of our need for survival. Whether it's about finding new resources, new mates, finding ways to cooperate with others, that is life fighting to live and thrive. When we do that, our brain rewards us with a kick of dopamine, which is a pleasure neurotransmitter. So when we explore, try new things, learn, then we get a kick of dopamine. Goals and habits have that in common. They're a way for us to explore, to seek out things which are out of what we are today. And at the same time, habits can get you stuck right where you are. We'll talk about that later. The point is that we need goals and habits because they are hardwired inside us. Another element of seeking for us is the direction that we're going towards. A key human drive is our search for meaning, and I refer you to the book from Viktor Frankl called Man's Search for Meaning. This drives us towards finding a purpose for our life. Purpose here means a definition of who you want to be, who you want the future you to be. And naturally, the distance that there is between your present self and the imagined future self is where we're building goals, where we're building habits and systems. So it all starts with why. If you do not know your life purpose, you don't have a statement, you're not clear about your direction, check out this video here and here. I explain how you can build your life purpose statement. What are goals good for? The goal is the compass, it's direction. It is the direction towards who you want to become. Goals are to choose a future that directs what you do in the present. It is about creating an outcome. And we all have goals, even if we sometimes don't realize and don't state them. Now, there is a dark side of goals. Focus on goals can actually be detrimental to achieving them. It's a paradox, but when you're seeking out long distance goals, you might actually feel that every day you're failing to reach them because they're big, they're far. And you might be less and less inclined to actually achieve the goal. Also, goals are a one-time event. It's a destination. It's a very fleeting moment. It happens, then it's gone. Usually the pleasure of achieving a goal does not last. And sometimes it leads to wanting to have a bigger goal, a higher goal. Then you get into what is called the hedonic treadmill. Always wanting to get the next kick of getting to that new goal. Goals are good for simple tasks where you can get things done rapidly and see the results quickly, but they can be terrible for long-term endeavor. Long-term endeavors are really big goals, and if you do not break them down into much smaller components that you can achieve every day, then they're going to become impossible to achieve. The method I use for goal setting is objective and key results. You state your objective in a normal sentence, like for example, I would like to learn Thai so I will be able to interact more strongly with people around me in the place where I live. Then you go into the key results, the actionable things which will lead to a result. And that's where you can look at the SMART acronym to help you to define those key results and related actions. For learning Thai could mean that I want to achieve intermediate level as per a famous university in Thailand this year, for instance. I get a lot of stuff done through setting goals. I do it every year, I do it for my life. And I think the main reason it works for me is because I have linked it to my why, I have linked it to my life purpose. In other words, it's about the motivation. If it's something that was imposed upon me, I would probably not want to achieve those goals. But it is something that I've deeply reflected upon and which is linked to the person I want to become. So the motivation is totally intrinsic. Goals are your what that you define after knowing your why. And if you want to dig into your what, check out this video here and here where I describe how you can build some strong life goals. Does this video resonate with you so far, so you know what to do? And also don't forget to subscribe and also to put the notifications on so you receive content like this every week. Do not forget also to check in the description. There are other YouTubers talking about similar topics. It might be interesting for you to check out all this content. What are systemic habits good for? Systems get you to your objective, to your goal. It is a journey that you take. And a big benefit is that you measure every day the gains that you make, not the gap towards your goal. You're more focused on knowing what are the things that you achieve every day. Importantly, when you set up system, you have to consider your environment, what works for you. Systems are very personal. Systems are also things which are based on skills that you developed as part of the system. So there are also systems that you can transfer to other places, skills that you can transfer to other endeavors in your life. Imagine a goal that you have right now, and then imagine the smallest step that you can have to actually get you a little bit closer to that goal. Experiment with the answers, you can recalibrate as you go and building your system. One benefit of systemic habits is that as it's much smaller steps, you are more likely to actually succeed in taking those steps. And succeeding in taking those steps will build self-esteem for yourself. There are two really good books that describe systemic habits. One is from the Dilbert comics guy, Scott Adams, and the name of the book is How to Fail and Still Win Big. The other author and book is James Clear with Atomic Habits. Systemic habits also have a dark side. First, it might be completely meaningless. You might be doing routines every day which are leading you to someplace that you don't even know you want to go. More than that, those habits that you have can get you stuck in a certain comfort zone, because habits are things that we get stuck with. And some habit can be really bad, whether it's food or lack of exercise or whatever, and they can get you into a place where you're not progressing at all. The big revelation for me here is that over the years I've become better and better at achieving my goals, not only because I understand much better the link from my goals to my why, but also because I've become a lot better at building systemic habits that gets me to my goal. I now have the skill to build and implement new and powerful systemic habits, and that, my friends, is the master skill. By now you probably have got the point made through the previous video sections. It is a whole coming together. You start with your why, thank you Simon Sinek, which is your life purpose, your direction. Then you get into your what, which are your goals, your objectives, and which is the distance that there is between this ideal you, this future you, and where you are today. Finally, you go into your how, which are your systemic habits that you use every day to get to your goals. It demands something a little bit tricky. You need to, on one side, accept to be perfectly okay with the person that you are today, and at the same time be willing to really go towards the future self. Another way to look at this is you're trying to change the output, the result of what's coming out of your life, with changing the process of getting there. And as James Clear said in Atomic Habits, we do not rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. Let's use an example. As part of my life goals, I want to live a sustainable life. And as part of this sustainable life, it means living a long, healthy life. That life goal then links to a 2023 goals, which is that I want to improve my stamina. I sorely hate doing any endurance training, and I have convinced myself over the past 30 years that running was not for me. Now, that's not a very growth mindset, so I decided to challenge this. Last Sunday, I implemented a new systemic habit. I went to a park to jog for the first time in 30 years, a beautiful park in Bangkok. And I will go again this Sunday, and so on and so forth. It's a small step, it's not that much, it's an hour of walking, running, that's it. The result I want to achieve is a lower average heart rate, a lower rest heart rate. And so we'll see if I get there. It's trial, error, maybe it's a different sport I need to do. One thing is sure is I really feel painful in my legs today. Coaching time. I've referred to the life purpose video before, so go check it out to build your life purpose. The next step after the life purpose is go check out again the life goals video so you can build some strong life goal for yourself. And finally, on the systemic habits to help you reach your goals, I have not done a video yet on this, but you will see in the description that there are a number of videos about this. There are some good YouTubers who have done some good job about explaining how to build powerful systemic habits. That's a lot of homework, so breathe, take it easy, take it one step at a time. It doesn't have to be perfect. Allow yourself to explore and fail along the way. You are building the skill of systematically building who you want to be, day by day. I'll see you next week for more personal finance and coaching on a cup of coffee, everyone.